We put a lot of thought into deciding to move to electric. I suppose I'm very conscious, particularly in the business community, that you do need business leaders to start making decisions themselves about electric. From a family perspective, it was a big decision to make because we are living in the country. We don't have another transport option, and it was great to actually deal with Johnson & Perrott on that journey. We were going from a Kia Sorento, which was quite a large car that fit everybody in it, 7-seater, dogs, the whole lot, into a Kia e-Niro. So it was a big decision to make from a size perspective alone, and then taking into consideration living in the countryside as well, and the need for charging points and all of that good stuff. But it was great. I mean, the Johnson & Perrott team were really good and really supportive on that, to the degree that they said, look, take one. Use it for a week or so, look at the charging points that are close to you, and that really gave us kind of a comfort factor. And even my own, I've teenagers myself, and who are very interested in climate action, sustainability, and they were very much pushing me to buy an electric car, which is great. And then I suppose the other decisions really for me were that I've never actually driven an automatic car, which sounds very basic, but I've always driven manual. And there was a little bit of a fear factor there, moving from a manual to an automatic, but literally within 24 hours, I couldn't believe that I hadn't had an automatic car before. Looking back on it over the year, I suppose again the charging points is certainly an issue, particularly I find around Cork city centre, because so many people have taken up the electric option. And even when I'm in the morning, I would be into work sometimes around 7:15, 7:30. Most of the charging points in the city are actually occupied at that stage as well. So you do have to plan a little bit further out, but we're incredibly lucky that we have a charging point here at home with us, and that makes a massive difference. So again, you can charge up. It really only takes about 2 charges a week if I am moving around the city and using it from home to city. Home to city is a 15-kilometre journey every day, so that is quite significant. But again, once charging up in the evening time, and we found it incredibly economical. On average, our charge is probably costing us about €14 for a full charge that would do us for, as I say, up to a week. And again, having that comfort of knowing we have the charger here at home makes a big difference. But if you're out and if you are looking for a charger, certainly just planning for that is something that has to be considered. It's amazing. People are intrigued. I suppose a lot of people have know now that I do have an electric car, so it's the topic of conversation. It's always, how is it? How are you finding it? From a kilometres perspective, how much time does it take to charge? Yeah, so it's a really hot topic at the moment, and I think a lot of people are moving to electric cars. I think a lot of people are a little bit concerned of full electric, but certainly I've noticed a number of people moving to hybrid. And I suppose there's also the concern then about availability of cars. I mean, on average, anecdotally, people are saying, oh, it's a 8 or 9 month lead-in time. We certainly didn't have that at all. I mean, I think we ordered our car in November and we had it mid-January. So we're really, really fortunate that the car we chose was one that was available to us quite quickly. As somebody who's doing majority of my travel now would be within the county of Cork, it's phenomenal. And I travel to West Cork on a regular basis. And actually West Cork is incredibly well served with charging points. And again, I suppose there's just more availability of the charging points there because there are not as many electric cars as there would be in the city centre. So it's great, you don't have to plan as much. And it does mean that 45 minutes gives you a little bit of time to have a cup of coffee and do a little bit of retail therapy as well while you're waiting. I would be 100% dedicated now to electric.